Yesterday, I did a 2 hours free class on how to upskill in your IT job to get a $250,000 plus job in AI, machine learning, generative AI, and AI agents or agentic AI. How to get it, or we covered three-step framework to get a high-paying job in these domains. How do you upskill? If you're already working to IT, or if you're not working in IT, how to enter into the domain. And I got tons and tons and lots of questions. I covered a lot of those questions within the class, but I also got a lot of questions because of time we couldn't cover. So I thought I'll take this opportunity to answer this question or those questions here. And if you're new to this channel, very quickly, I'll explain about who am I. My name is Atul. I have close to 2.5 decades of IT experience. In last probably 10, 15, 20 years, these are some of the clients I've worked across the globe, and I've gone from earning less than $100 a month back in India in 2001, 2002, 2003, then finally moving to UK, working in for a full-time employment to initial with, and then earning 425, 500, 700, 900, in excess of £1,000 a day now, which is equivalent to in excess of 300,000 plus US dollars as well. So this is where I'm going to take all the questions one by one. And if you have any questions, further questions, you can drop them in the comment section so I can pick up those questions as well. The first question was about this can this help financial analysts. So the program which was talking about, so I announced a program which will be starting, new batch starting this coming weekend. Next weekend we'll be starting a new batch. So the question was about, will this or will this help, or can this help financial analyst, which is AI machine learning? Answer is yes, absolutely. In fact, every domain that you do, whether you're in finance or telecom or healthcare, any industry or supply chain management, you see that's more and more AI things are coming. It'll be especially AI agent are coming and using, helping in automating a lot of data, a lot of tasks like analyzing the data processing for a financial analyst, report generation, financial modeling, and lots of those things as well. In fact, in the program which we talk about, we say we do specifically the project for healthcare industry as well. So just to give you the idea about some of the projects which I was talking about, inside I covered and explained was, first one was about, you see the second number project, which was AI powered financial advisor agent, which is basically it's going to look at the data and suggest based on the recommendations based on what's being read in that particular data. And you can do lots and lots of different use cases as well. This is just one use case which I've mentioned. There's another one which we do about loan eligibility predictions using a particular model that we do, and we have tons of such projects. Another one such project is how to build an advanced crypto AI agent, which is going to be on AWS, Microsoft, Amazon AWS, on creating, on building an set of agents which will go and read the data and also what is happening on that particular in terms of industry, and give a recommendation on how to invest. This is just a different domains which are, or different things which I'm talking about from in terms of how it's going to help. And of course, there are tons and tons of jobs within financial as a financial analyst who probably should have or are looking for someone with a knowledge of AI machine learning as well. So this is question number one. Another question was about what degree do we need as a prerequisite to work in this field. Now, contrary to, I keep getting this question and saying, oh, some companies say, oh, I'm looking for, in the job description, they're looking for computer science degree or that degree or that degree. That's totally, I did a separate video on that, and let me list out this video, which I did was, this was about how to get a job without computer science degree. So this is a video on link, keatonacademy.com/AI06. This is where exactly I covered, because I get tons of questions about, oh, can I get a job without computer science degree? Or in job employment, job descriptions, they're looking for a particular degree or a particular experience. None of that is though majority of companies will not look for, they write it because of a particular reason, which I'll have covered in that video. Check it out. Myself is not a computer science degree holder. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, and then I learned and moved into. So as long as you have the hands-on project-based knowledge, I don't think degree is required on, unless this is a very entry level, which where the companies are hiring from a college graduate, that mainly from that point of view. But if you have knowledge, the hands-on and the certification, degree is just for the namesake. I will still want you to apply for those jobs as well on this. So that's question two questions. Next question was, is coding necessary? Now, there are tons and tons of job in AI, machine learning, generative AI, or agentic AI that doesn't require coding. Coding will be helpful if you know, but it's not mandatory. In fact, I did another video which about what are the job roles and job roles which doesn't require any coding. So this was a job video which I did, katonacademy.com/AI01. These are all point to the YouTube. I've created these videos and those will be pointing to YouTube. So maybe worth looking at that. In that AI02, I talk about different job roles which doesn't require any coding and programming. If you have a coding, it will be helpful for you, especially in within coding Python. But if you don't have any coding knowledge, there are tons of other jobs which I mentioned about, which doesn't require coding or programming. Now, uh, if you are if you're working as an architect, if you're working as a project manager, having a little bit of coding, not when I say coding, not coding, but what libraries, what frameworks you are going to use in the project or have discussed, this will become handy because that will be uh, at least from a knowledge point of view, so you can talk in the interviews, and that's all enough for you. Now, interesting question is, I think this question was, I'm a computer science student currently in third year, so what domain I should opt for, AI, machine learning, or cyber? Oh, should I opt for AI, machine learning, or cybersecurity? Now, what in my view you should do is whatever you enjoy the most, because all these domains, ultimately, if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll do good. Because especially if you're in college, given that AI is everywhere, I would suggest or I'll recommend you to go for AI, but AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI, they're all tied together each other. Even in cybersecurity, if you're going for that, more and more companies have started using AI for cybersecurity, for implementation of cybersecurity as well. But you do whatever you feel comfortable, you enjoy. If I'm in your place, I would now at this stage, let's suppose I have to rewind back and I'm studying in third year, knowing what I know, I would pick AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI, those kind of a domain. Yeah. Next one was about, I think, Pratibha was saying, I'm a Java developer, how it can help me out. Now, within, you can develop agentic AI-based applications or AI applications from a Java itself as well. But more and more companies are using Python, and especially libraries like uh, um, that you have. One second, let me. I'm not on top of my head. Just give me one second. Yeah, so things like LangChain, LangGraph, LangSmith, and LangFuse are more for monitoring and management, but LangChain and LangGraph are heavily used. Now, if you're working on cloud-based applications like AWS Cloud, you might be using Boto and so on. So I think my view is Java is good, but if you get an opportunity, go for Python and learn Python, especially AI machine learning libraries and frameworks that are available in the market as well. So, and you're going to go do good because you're already a Java developer. Picking up that skills should be easy for you, in my view. So you can go for development part, or you can go or move towards architect line as well if you want to move in that particular, grow from your development career. But I think I would highly recommend you to pick Python if possible for you. Next question was about, what are the opportunities for a person shifting career from being a property management to an agent in AI professional? Which area can this skill be used, and how long does this training last? So I think you need to be a little bit open yourself, especially if you're coming from non-IT background. Understand it's a good skill to learn, but I don't know your background. I'll need a little bit more about you as such. But there are tons and tons of job. Again, I would suggest you go back to the domain, which is AI job role, katonacademy.com/AI01. In that, there are jobs roles like AI consultant, business analyst, or business consultant. Someone who is going to bridge a gap between IT, or someone who's implementing and versus business. Um, if you have some, as I said, consultant is a term which you can use in anywhere. So as long as you have AI knowledge, you can then provide consultancy. If you enjoy project management, program management, you can pick that as well. So you can say AI project manager or program manager as well. So that's these are some of the things that you can is an easy route rather than you learning development or coding part. And that's my view. You can still learn coding and development, but if you're coming from non-IT, doing coding or programming might be challenging. So look for other roles which doesn't need coding or programming. Now, Shipa also had a question about, do you cover Oracle GenAI or OCI AI. So currently at the time of recording this, we are not covering Oracle GenAI, but I have a vision to add this program. In fact, we are going to add Google Cloud, Vertex AI, Google Vertex AI, and Google Machine Learning certification. Also Oracle AI, but we might increase the price when we add that. Those who join now, as always, we have is those who join. Do you get free unlimited retake and uptake of any new changes that we include in the program? We do that. So we already have added a certification, but we are going to go more in depth in future. So Oracle GenAI, if you join the program or joining the program in next probably a week or so, just inform my team so that we can upload the material or content, certification related content with respect to Oracle Cloud OCI. Google Cloud certification material is already included now, which is Google Vertex as well for you. Now, are there any weekend programs? Yes, we do weekend program, which is having Saturdays and Sundays, morning US hours, US morning, UK afternoon, and India evening. That time, Saturdays and Sundays. We also have a weekday batch. If you want to jump on a weekday batch, we cover that as well. Next was about mm, I think from Prasad, what would be the better pathway to go through agentic AI or AI? I think agentic AI is a subset of AI. If you're going for, I would suggest you go all in. You have to begin maybe with agentic AI or AI agents, and then go deeper and deeper. And full AI would be ultimately you have to learn full AI in my view. But you can begin with a smaller part, depending on what your comfort level is. Now, what is a RAG, which is a retrieval augment generation? We have done a video. So that's around 40-minute videos. If you go to ketonacademy.com/AI09, so I'm going to show it to you. And so that's a clip taken from our training program, AI
Right.
training
Okay.
program.
So
One
let me
second.
give a
So if you look at this around 36, 37-minute video, look at this will give you a good idea about a RAG, which is a retrieval augment generation RAG about, yeah. So this is in a simple term, um, if you have a custom data, your AI-based applications or LLM-based applications, we can read that custom data and give answers based on that data, or knowledge base that we call. But watch that video, that will help you to understand. Next is about what's the best way to approach learning agentic AI or AI agent. I gave you that path in the free class. This path will help you to understand. Let me go back onto the slide deck. If we have that, let me just give me a few minutes on where is the graph I mentioned. So a couple of things which you should be learning is understanding, first of all, scoping the requirement, selecting the large LLM models, what agents you're going to pick, whether you're going to ready-made and so on, or you're going to build which platform on which you're going to build, designing the agent-based applications, and then looking after other things like security, observability, monitoring, guardrails, etc. And then testing that, doing performance evaluation and so on. And then once deployed, deploy it, and then run, optimize, deploy, all those things. So that's where we learn, understand the concepts, understand LLMs, models. These are some of the LLMs which we're going to cover, or we cover OpenAI, Hugging Face, Claude, Gemini, Meta, and so on. Prompt engineering, different type of prompts, one shot, zero shot, a few chain of thoughts, tree of thoughts, few shots, and so on. Then understand the basic concepts which are mentioned or on this diagram, which you mentioned as well. RAG, AI agents, then do the project work as well. And then also multi-agent, more than one agent, and then Crew AI, which is a graphical user based, a LangChain and a LangGraph, LangChain, LangSmith, all those things. So this was the graph I mentioned about understanding the basics, understanding the frameworks and libraries, architecture, AI agent architecture, and then some of the tools like no code, low code tools, and then more advanced AI agents, and then deploying them, testing them. And with that, we also cover two more things, which is Bedrock, which is an AWS, Amazon AWS service for building AI agents, and then from Microsoft Azure AI Foundry, and from Google Vertex, and yeah. So these are the options. These are the things. Follow the path which I've given you. Just use that path or speak to my team. I'll give you the link on how you can connect with my team towards end. Now, uh, uh, Keshav is saying we need Python experience to get into AI. So the question was, do we really need Python? I mentioned earlier as well. If you have Python, if you're going to development part, coding part, then Python is important. If you're doing other job roles, as I said, you have a project manager, program manager, architect, administrator, then you don't need a advanced or a coding or programming, as long as you know enough about, oh, how do you invoke how that these things work together from a what are libraries and frameworks you need to know, that's enough. But if you're a coder developer, then yes, Python is important. But for also, we for business users, there's a low code, no code tools are available in the market now. You can leverage them. But for more advanced, Python will be helpful for a developer kind of a role. I hope that makes sense. Now, how much time it will take, Abhishek is saying, to learn master AI to get an elementary job. Now, mastering takes lots of time. Now, but um, what you should be doing in my views rather than mastering and working and spending lots of time, which you should ultimately you should become master. But then what I think what you should be doing is knowing enough so that you can clear the interviews and then get paid to learn. That's what I do. I've done it myself successfully multiple times, and I recommend everyone in my all my clients and students to do that. So you will have enough knowledge in 2 to 3 months so that you can start attending the interviews and clearing the interviews. But focus on hands-on project-based learning, and then once you're inside the job in implementing, then you become an expert in that. That's why we have a program where we begin with things that you will need for to get a job, and then we make you expert on the job and getting paid for to learn that particular part. I hope that makes sense. Now, Satya was saying, in a company, what kind of a role an AI engineer play and what part of SDLC they fit in. Now, AI engineer can be very wide topic. I'll give you the whole thing. The way you do in software development lifecycle, you have business analyst who will look or do the story or whole requirement gathering and collections and so on. They will be talking to the business and then writing stories and building use cases. Then your architects will put that requirement into a solution. Maybe a solution architect will be saying what kind of a AI-based applications we're going to use, what are LLMs to select, what infrastructure is going to look like, where to deploy, test, develop, and so on. Then developer will pick up and develop that particular code, piece of code, and then your testers or QA team will be testing it. Your CI/CD or MLOps we now call instead of DevOps. So MLOps team will be picking up these agents, machine learning models, and deploy them in an infrastructure. Your ops guy will be providing the underlying infrastructure to deploy that code and so on. Now, AI engineer, you could do say, oh, I'm a developer AI engineer, developer. It could be someone who's managing those applications, again, could be counted as AI engineer. So it down to how you define an engineer, AI engineer, whether it's a developer, administrator, an architect, all these are engineer who are working on, or you'll be building platform as well. So typically, whatever you do in in a software development, pretty much same, but in this case here you're also doing machine learning models, the data associated with that, training data that will associated on top of the code. So it's a code uh, with that, the training data with actual model on which is being used. So that's, I hope that makes sense. This was a very lengthy question and lots of questions. I'm going to pick one by one from Jakir, or Jakir. Does this training cost include unlimited lab time to participants? Don't have to worry about paying to the cloud provider. Now, first of all, no one will give you unlimited access, and no one will give you open up the entire cloud or any infrastructure, because otherwise you can run one model and you can basically consume the entire resources. So but at the same time, so most of the cloud provider or the provider who provide you the labs, they restrict and you only can do very limited thing. We took a different approach. We give you step-by-step instructions to create an account, a cloud account, but we also give you how to create budgets, alerts, and every lab that we tell you, we say that how 90% of the labs are free, but we some labs charge, but they are a couple of cents only, or maybe under $1 or so. There are only a handful of 1 or 2 labs which are more advanced, where you're training the model that can consume some money, but depending on the data amount of data you train and what kind of a model you take to train the data. So that's where we say we give you all instructions. We also tell you how much a particular lab will could to cost. But if you combine everything, probably under $10-20 is pretty much all it takes. And trust me, as long as you are sincere, you follow the instructions, everything is covered in the lab. So you don't need to worry about paying to the cloud provider. You have very minimal cost as long as you follow the instructions, set alerts, budgets, and you delete the resources after using them. Our guide provide step-by-step instructions for that. Now, next question was about, do the training include Azure Databricks, Unity Catalog, etc. So we have three tracks. We have a cloud infrastructure track, we have a data track, and on top of that, we have AI, machine learning, agentic AI, and generative AI track. So our Databricks training, Azure Databricks and Databricks training are part of the middle, which is a data track. If you want to, you can take that as well with AI, and we can include Azure Databricks. We're covering not just Azure Databricks, as entire Azure Data Fabric layer, data lake, lakehouse, data factory, entire Azure basically, including AWS Databricks, Azure Databricks, AWS Kinesis, Athena, Glue, entire data track basically. Um, Now, I hope that makes sense. Then similarly, the question third was about, do you cover Terraform? Again, Terraform is a infrastructure provisioning we cover in a part of third layer, which is a lower layer cloud infrastructure. So in that we cover Terraform. AI program we cover a little bit of basic Terraform on deploying underlying infrastructure for machine learning models. So we cover that. But if you want to go deeper into Terraform, then we cover in cloud track. If you want to go know enough for AI machine learning, we cover some bonus about Terraform for that. So depending on how deep you want to go, you might have to, we can cover some part within this track, AI track, or more advanced, we cover in our multi-cloud and DevOps track. Next is about how many exams dumps will be given for exam preparation. Enough for you so that you can clear the certification. We have tons of guys who got certified. So more than you, we are worried for you to clear the certification because we have a money back guarantee. So don't worry, you'll get plenty of them. Enough for you to do clear the certification for sure. Now, is Cortex AI included in the training? Right now, it's not. But if we see employers are asking, we also give you a flexibility to say if you need anything related to AI, which your job demand or an employer are asking, will include that. That's the promise that we have. So right now, no Cortex AI is not there. But if an employer is asking or you need it for the interviews, we'll include that for sure. And in future, we have a provision to add that, planning to add more. So we might do. Now, how about Docker? So Docker again is a infrastructure component, which is a containers and Kubernetes. You will need a good understanding of Docker and Kubernetes. We give a bonus about Docker and Kubernetes on how to deploy machine learning model on Docker and Kubernetes. So you'll get a bonus about that. Yes, answer is yes. Now, what AI could be help build SDN, etc. for the security automation. Now, a lot of security companies are already incorporating AI within their product, which is a SDN or security automation, all those things. They're already started building them. Any pre-packaged, you don't need to worry about how to build within your application. If your application, if your application developer will showcase some of the things on how do you build AI-based applications anyway that's in the program, not specific to go to SDN or security related, but how do you, those things, some of those things will be covered inside the program, may not be specifically a particular SDN on this case. Now, what about GCP? Is it not in scope? Program is very, very comprehensive. Right now, we cover everything about AWS AI, machine learning, generative AI. We cover Microsoft Azure, generative AI, and so on. Google, we have a program which is Google Machine Learning Certification, Google Vertex AI. We can give you as a bonus from a certification point of view. If you do decide to join, just come and ask in. We might have in the future, but right now we're not doing GCP because there's already a lot in. But if you need for help in certification, we can give you as a bonus. Next is, can you share the recording after the session? Usually we don't do the recording of the session because people don't never consume or they consume very partially part. So I think I'm having another session on Wednesday. So you can jump on the session if you're watching this before Wednesday, which is 10th of September. If you're watching in future, we'll add a link as well on the future sessions below this video. So you can attend those future sessions as well. Next is, when you say everything for certification doesn't include voucher fees for the exam, no. So it doesn't include voucher fees. When I mean by preparation kit, exam certification, preparation kit, exam dumps, preparation, how to practice, all those, but not the fees or voucher. Can a non-IT and non-science student become a healthcare assistant? I think my team have already mentioned this. So let me answer that rather than absolutely answer is yes. Um, yes, a non-IT experienced student can become an AI healthcare assistant by focusing on AI tools, automation, healthcare workflows, and data analyst. Now, the program that we cover, we keep beginners in mind. That's why you have lots of basics that we are going to cover. Just to show it to you, this is the community portal. So if you're new at non-IT, we cover very basics. We begin with something like AI, machine learning, generative AI, agentic AI for beginners. We cover machine learning operations, MLOps beginners. We cover cloud for beginners so that underlying infrastructure will be helpful for you. We also cover data for beginners. Um, which is a data for beginners, which is a second layer. And then, of course, of top layer, underlying cloud data and AI machine learning. We also, this is talking about bonus Terraform. We give you containers and Kubernetes. This is where your Docker comes into handy. We cover these as well. So this is program is designed keeping beginners in mind. So you don't need to worry about that. Next question was about, there's a lot. Can know the course details and duration? Reach out to my team or someone from my team will reach out if you've shared your number and they will do. In fact, let me show it to you, or maybe I'll talk out towards how you can get hold of my team, provided there's investment required in the program. So we'll give you that link on how you can register and speak to my team. Uh, I think I've already mentioned about GCP, or maybe it's covered earlier about GCP. One second. Can I know that? Oh, yeah. Is this training cost for GCP included in the program? As I said, we can give you a Google Cloud machine learning certification. We do that. We used to do that, not doing in live. There's a recording available, but we can give you the sample exam dumps as well because AWS and Azure is keeping us very busy. So if you need, just come and speak to my team. We might include that in future. When I say include in future live sessions, but um, GCP, we can give you machine learning certification exam dumps, not an issue. Does this training include AI using Databricks and Snowflake? No. So Databricks and Snowflake are two different things. You can build AI on Snowflake platform, but we'll give you enough for you AI so that it can, enough for you to know. Um, if again, I keep repeating, if you have something for a job or need in your on the job or interviews, just come and speak to us. We'll add those as a bonus classes. We are not using visualization Streamlit. I think it might be, I'll double check it on 16 number. I think my team helped me on with number 16, not on the top of my head. So let me go through. No, we don't cover Streamlit. Instead of that, we cover SageMaker, and in Azure, we cover Machine Learning Studio for that. Okay. Does this training include services like Document AI and Map AI, etc. in Azure Foundry? Again, I doubt if we cover that. Let me cover that as well. Um, oh, okay, sorry. So we are, I didn't realize that we go deeper. Again, as I said, we have an expert who comes and teach about, is a Microsoft certified trainer who's already working. So yes, we cover Document AI and Map AI for document processing as well as data analysis for AI machine learning in Azure AI Foundry. So yes, that's being covered as well. So good news on that. Um, Next one was about how about learning machine learning model for automation, the training. Again, we are going to cover that as well. Machine learning models for automation. Yes, we cover that as well. Next one is about how to access the training lab. So if you go to the portal, all the labs will be. So these are some an example of AI machine learning project. So you go and do the project videos. There will be step-by-step guide videos and so on. So we've just shown you which is coming. So this is like there is a video and there's a guide, everything about that particular project like that. We have everything on the portal. You hit any problems, you post here. There'll be also related references documents, and we go very deep documentation. So for example, how do you do the prerequisite? How do you enable the models, foundation models in Bedrock, and then step-by-step guide. So which I've opened just now. So it's very detailed. If you see now here on doing all these things uh, basically. So this is just an example of very detailed, everything that will be required for you to cover inside. This is cryptic step by step, everything step. And this was talking about billing and so on. So how much billing you'll be doing. So at the start, we tell you about the cost to perform this lab. And again, is saying this lab is $1 or less than $1. Max we do is $1. So how do you do that? And we also say that delete and clean up. This is how you clean up the resources as well. So this is an example of like that. We have tons and tons of labs and projects. So next one is about can I learn cloud without prior experience? Absolutely, we give you the cloud. The whole point is about we giving you, teaching you all these things. Come with an open mind to learn. We're going to cover, we give bonus classes, which I mentioned earlier about cloud as well. How do we access the free labs during the course? I've already mentioned you have this portal and you'll get access to links to these as well. So just to give an example of another one, for example, you're going for cloud for beginners. So let's go with AWS for beginners. You're going to go here and you're going to go and create a lab on how to do. If you need any help, we have a ticketing system. We also have WhatsApp where you can ask. So there'll be a video on how to create an AWS account. This I was talking about how do you do the billing and see getting a AWS CloudWatch billing alerts so that and notification and budgets and so on. How do you check bill? That's also there. Creating and connecting to machines and so on. All those things are labs are given here. So that's pretty much answered here. It's a lengthy question. What is the cost? Cost I think already mentioned. Mahesh is saying I'm working on GCP. Do you have a similar certification for Google as you have? Yes. So we have machine learning, Google machine learning. Come and speak to my team. We'll give you that machine learning, Google machine learning certification. We can give you as a bonus class. Is this program already started? We run multiple batches. This is one of the most in-demand project or the program that we run on a multiple batches, multiple cohorts. So every month, almost twice in a month, the demand is so much. We do probably two every month or 2 to 3 every month. So depending on where you're joining it, you come into the inside the program. Next one is about this one, Swapna. Can a non-IT and non-science student become an AI help? I think we've already covered. Can I know the course detail, which I think my team will reach out to you. I've already given or speak to my team as well. Is this good for beginners? Absolutely. The whole point is about keeping beginners in mind. I just want to show it to you some of the results to know that and to say and give you that peace of mind, to give you the comfort, saying that everything which I'm going to cover, it works. It works like a charm. Given some examples, Shrija, she was struggling to get a job in Canada. To then she got her break, landed a job in AI machine learning in January 2025. SJ, her husband, not only her husband got a job, she doubled her salary. This Shovik got a job as enterprise architect. Dinesh as a technical program manager, project manager. And Joby, there are tons and tons of guys who got certification job and plenty of guys. This is some of the guys which we talk about who say some of the guys what individuals have to say about in the program. So just wanted to run few so that you can understand, and then I'll give you a link on um, how you can speak to my team if you want to. So this is again some of the guys about resume, LinkedIn. These are the guys giving a feedback about LinkedIn as a bonus that you get. Also, how do you build an authority? This is an example of what we guide on build an authority on LinkedIn. So recruiters start reaching out to you. Amol, my profile has been shortlisted in 2 organizations. I'm much more enthusiastic and optimistic about applying for the new opportunities. Your assistant have not only made me feel well prepared, but also given me motivation to apply more opportunities, giving me guidance, refining my experience to align with the potential roles. Like that, I have tons and tons of guys results on here. This is another one which is I've mentioned about Shrija, but Najib received the offer. Yunus failed in first interview, but second and third interview went well. I'm excited. I'm expecting an offers. Mm, this is again mock-up good. Passed my technical interview, waiting for the final round. And again, we give a 1 year on-job support on. So you once you get a job, you get a support as well. So this is a set tons and tons of guys. Oh, this is what I was talking about. What people have to say about the program, uh, which is uh, this is if you read out saying that Salim saying the best experienced teachers and they are thus far the best. The program even well for beginners. This is again one Oksana. They provide the great program support at any stage. Definitely get a job. Excellent communication. Very professional. This is another one, Joshua. Job focused, experienced instructors, good support. Honey, this was interesting. I was very skeptical about paying for the course. For someone like me who's decided to change a career at 40s, an entirely different domain, it's scary. But I'm confident if I pay X amount, I have confidence in having a bigger ROI. I would say just believe in yourself and go for it. So we give a result result after result for sure. So if you're interested, join, book a call with my team. This is the URL on the screen, and pick a slot. Make sure you enter the details properly. And if you don't think we're the right fit, we probably might cancel. So don't please feel offended. If we cancel, if we can't help you, we'll tell you we can't help you. But if we can, we'll definitely guide and help you. So watch it out on the URL. With that, this is Atul from Team Keaton Academy. I hope I managed to answer as many as. Oh, there are a couple of two other things which I forgot to mention. Is that other two things is if you watch this, this will be coming under keatonacademy.com forward slash AI dash QA3. There are two other QA question answer sessions. We get tons and tons of questions. I'm going to cover as many as I could. So we're going to cover QA1 and QA2. It should be in the playlist for you, and go through some of the other interesting things and saying if you're not getting interview call, what you should do. Watch out this AI 08. You might be making one of these five mistakes. Um, I have a career gap. What should I do? Can I still get a job? Yes, answer is yes. We have other individuals like you who had a gap and got a job. KittenAcademy.com forward slash AI07. All these will point to YouTube channel. How to get a job without a computer science degree? Do you need a computer science degree? Not at all. I'm living proof of that. Um, the AI agent mastery roadmap, this complete roadmap on if you want to begin small, AI agent mastery. Um, then we also have uh, different job roles in AI 02. Watch these, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Otherwise, look forward to see you in another video. Take care and bye for now.